心，大家爆炸，大家好。足好的议员来跟咱台湾讲话吼。你知影咱台湾的国际局势愈来愈歹吼，拄啊，迄个苏主席、陈主席拢无讲着。啊，但是咱美国国会内底的支持足强的，当然美国政府无足支持咱吼，现在，但是咱就尽量要甲用国会力量，甲美国政府施压吼。啊，这昨有几项，这个议员讲几项代志吼，互你小知影者。第一就是讲，因叫美国政府继续配合台湾 F-16也袂用记啊吼，因这份国防部讲无要甲台湾这 F-16升级。啊，所以即个有美国的国会议员足担心的，所以足侪议员讲起来。第二就是讲，因希望讲，陈水扁总统会当互保外就医吼，包括Representative Shabbat 夏波，啊，甲即个 Sherman， 因拢讲足大声，伊讲，陈总统身体无好，应该会放。啊，这是甲即个台湾关系法有人权条款的一个关系哦。伊感觉讲，陈总统已经无迄个人权的按照这人权的条件来处理，所以应该甲压合保外就医。啊，第三个代志，这是较特别的，就是讲，阮New Jersey 迄个代表Chris Smith， 伊讲美国政府应该要放弃这一中政策，即摆要开始建立一中一台政策，所以这是因为一直咧三个代志啊，希望讲咱短期内会来看到有新的种一中一台政策。啊，即个 Mr. Kasich 陈胜哥吼，是咱台湾人的好朋友。伊虽然踮咧台北大地伊住几年啊，所以伊对台湾足熟，足爱台湾。伊去哈佛读书，搁去Georgetown University 读书。伊到尾踮咧美国的外交部做25年的工作，其中有20年是咧研究台湾甲中国甲几个亚洲国家的关系。伊对台湾足关心的。我若逐工看我的 email， 伊拢伊差不多10个 email 咧讲台湾的代志，讲台湾安做，台湾安怎做。所以伊即个比咱台湾人更较担心关心台湾的美国人，所以咱甲鼓励者 ，Thank you。他今天要讲的题目就是说台湾要怎么样来保持台湾的主权，要怎么样走出这个新的一条道路。那就要用最热烈的掌声来欢迎唐胜德先生。You're gonna have your speech on the screen. Okay.
我真的很荣幸，受到你的邀请。最能理的是，有两位院长，有两位院长，行政院长、先考试院长，都来给我面子，我很荣幸，我不知道怎么表示的。也有张富美女士，黄坤辉主席，周庆瑜女士，我很感动，非常谢谢你的邀请。首先我也要remind people that 我们损失了一个非常重要的人士，蔡同荣是我的一个朋友，蔡同荣是一个台湾运动的一个非常有活力、非常有承诺的一个人士，他去世了，我觉得很难过，而且我不知道你们怎么样的代替他的 火力，他的智慧蔡同荣是他的名字他的nickname就是蔡公头我觉得就是我很对不起，我的中国话，我的华语比较 rusty 但是我非常感动我不知道怎么表示才好，我很抱歉，我从这一点起我用英语讲。My speech, of course, is about Taiwan's future and strategies for ultimate sovereignty. I think about 9 years ago, in December of 2005, when I was promoting my Chinese language edition of my book, Rethinking One China here in Taiwan, I asked the audience a question. What kind of Taiwan do you want to see in the 21st century? Do you want a Taiwan that would continue to remain an outstanding example of freedom and democracy in Asia? And if so, would you take responsibility for your own defenses? Would you take responsibility for your own international affairs? Or perhaps the time would come under Chinese pressures, or perhaps because Taiwan businesses were too invested in China. Or maybe the people of Taiwan, out of a sheer frustration with lack of enthusiastic support from other countries, perhaps they would just be content to see Taiwan become just another special administrative region like Hong Kong or Macau, only bigger. Well, let me tell you a hopeful story from about 43 years ago when Taiwan perhaps was faced with its greatest crisis of sovereignty. It was the expulsion of the nationalist government representative from the United Nations in October 1971. About a month after that expulsion, it was Friday, November 26, 1971, here in Taipei. I did some research on it. I read the newspapers, the China Times, the United Daily News. It was a drizzly day. It was chilly, according to the newspaper's weather reports. It was the day after American Thanksgiving, and the American embassy, most of the people there had the day off, but the American ambassador, Walter McConaughey, was at home that morning. He received an urgent telephone call from Chiang Kai-shek's Vice Foreign Minister, Yang Shi-kun. Vice Minister Yang pleaded for an urgent confidential meeting with the ambassador, with the American ambassador. To make a long story short, Minister Yang was seeking American support for an independent Taiwan. Now, Minister Yang was a senior member of the Kuomintang Party. But he explained that Taiwan could not survive as a legitimate international entity if Taiwan continued to claim to be the government of all China and the representative of all of China's peoples in world affairs. According to Ambassador McConaughey's report of the conversation, Minister Yang described a proposal for a declaration of Taiwan independence. The declaration, Minister Yang said, should prescribe a new designation for the government. Perhaps he would call it the Chinese Republic of Taiwan.